up, guys? I am making this video so I can talk about my experience seeing Impractical Jokers / the Tenderloins live. But my dogs are gonna make an occasional appearance, but I don't think anyone will have a problem with that because my dogs are adorable. So when we first got to the venue, my friend and I showed up 2 hours before doors opened because they had the Jokers Museum on wheels there. And we really wanted to check that out because I was really bummed that I couldn't go see the actual Homecoming Museum in New York. So when I found out that the Museum on Wheels was coming to the location that I was seeing the show at, I was very happy. So we get there and we're maybe 2 out of the 6 people who are there so far besides the workers. So we wait until about 4:30-ish. And then they finally open up the museum, and I actually got to meet up with my friend who I met in a group chat made by another one of my friends, and we all talk about the show as it airs every Thursday night, and that's how I met all those people. And one of the people in that group chat was at the same show as me, so we got to meet up and hang out, and we all went into the museum together and took pictures. And they had Sal's bog monster costume, so naturally I had to do the bog monster mating call. And Joe actually saw that on Twitter and tweeted me saying it was awesome, so that was one thing for me to freak out about. And I'm gonna include a few more pictures that I took in the museum. It was so cool. We saw so many different things, so that was really fun. So after that, we saw a camera guy, and everybody who was waiting in line at the doors that opened at 6 was cheering. And so my friend and I ran out and we were like, what's going on? And the guy was actually taking videos for like a mashup at the end of the tour, I guess. I made a sign that says, wash that ass. Because the most recent episode of Impractical Jokers that aired, that was one of the things that Q had to say. So I'm in line waiting to get into the venue, and one of the workers came up to me and said, do you have a poster to bring in? And I said, yeah. And then she saw it and goes, oh, we don't allow profanity. Can you change ass into asphalt? And I was like, okay. And I was like, does anyone have a pen? And everyone in line was laughing, and finally someone gave me a pen. So after I wrote fault, she came up to me again and goes, let's just make those S's into dollar signs. And so some girl gave me a Sharpie, and this is what I brought into the venue. Wash that $dollar sign. And I was hoping that the guys would see it. I don't know if they did or not. I know for a fact Murr saw it. Once we got into the venue, I had to go to the will call to get my Awakened meet and greet wristband. The reason I got the meet and greet was because Murr was doing a promotion where if you buy a copy of The Brink, oh, and it's a signed copy, by the way, which I'm still pretty happy about. It says my name and then Murr signed it. And if you also bought a copy of his friend's book, then you would get a free pass to meet Murr at any show that you want. So that's how I did that. So I picked up my wristbands, and then we ended up going around looking at the merch stands, and I got this hoodie. It just says Impractical Jokers, the Tenderloins. I'll try to show you. On the back, it has their faces on it. After all of our merch hunting and attempting to find food, there was this guy and a woman who were kind of like the entertainment for the people walking around. And the guy was juggling what he said were Walmart machetes. I don't know. And then he actually kicked a bowling ball and landed it on his face, and I still don't know how he did it. And while he was doing that, we all got in line, and this woman, she was making balloon hats, and I got an alien one. He's a little deflated because this was from 3 days ago, but it's fine.
Ready to storm Area 51, Mike.
She was making free balloon hats for everybody. So everyone was walking around with like these crazy hats. Some people had them going all kinds of different ways. My friend also had one, but hers was a heart instead of an alien. It's just like staring at me now. It's kind of creepy. Hello. So after we got our balloon hats, we finally went to go find our seats, and we had really good seats. We were under the pavilion because it was an outdoor venue. We were to the right of the stage, but I could actually see their faces because the first time I had seen them was at a fair. We were like very far back. I couldn't really see that well because I have bad eyesight. But we had really good seats, and the opening acts were pretty funny. It was 3 different comedians. And then finally, the Jokers came out, And of course they were playing the Golden Girls theme song because you can't not play the Golden Girls theme song at an Impractical Joker show. And they were absolutely hilarious. At the end of the show, they blasted out a bunch of confetti and streamers, and it was so cool. And then after the show, they did fireworks. Once that was all over, it was time for me to get in line to meet Murr, and we got to go backstage. So they lined all of us up. The people with the orange wristbands were the ones who I think did the book deal, where if you bought the book, you got a meet and greet. And then everybody else that had the yellow wristband were the people that actually paid to get the meet and greet and the signed copy of his book while they were meeting him. But when they line us all up and take us backstage, it just looked like a really big fancy backyard. And Shay, who is one of the directors of Impractical Jokers, was there. Murr actually came out and he was talking to everybody saying, "Did you guys all like the show?" And everyone said yeah. And then he said, "Good, because if you didn't like the show, y'all can suck it," which is obviously a bit from Impractical Jokers. And so we're all in line waiting to meet Murr, and I'm getting a little nervous because I'm such a huge fan of the Impractical Jokers. I have been for years, and I was finally meeting one of them. Like, what? It's finally my turn. Shay actually came up to me first. She was the one taking pictures of everybody for their meet and greets with Murr. And I told her I liked her shoes. When I get nervous, I just compliment everybody. It's weird. And then I asked her if we could take a picture together, and she grabbed my phone and we took a selfie, and then she took a funny selfie on my phone too. And after that, Murr came up to me, and I had the stuff that I wanted him to sign on this little table, and he saw my poster and said, "Wash that ass," and then started laughing. And I told him about how the venue wouldn't let me bring in the poster unless I put dollar signs in, and he was just kind of like, "Oh, that's weird." And I asked him a question that I had been dying to ask since the episode aired. In one of the episodes, Murr was the loser, and his punishment was that he had to play Are You Smarter Than a Child between 4th and 6th grade, which is just like, are you smarter than a 5th grader, but without the copyright issues. When the 5th grader beat him, he picked some of Murr's possessions to keep. And one of the things was Murr's diploma. And so I asked Murr, I was like, "Did you ever get your diploma back from that 5th grader?" And he said he didn't get it back, and he had to order a replica. And I'm just thinking, what is a 5th grader doing with somebody else's diploma? Oh, my dog looks so cute. Y'all gotta see this. She's just chilling, listening to me tell a story that she's already heard. So after I asked Murr, I told him he was my favorite. My favorites rotate like all the time. I just love them all equally. It's fine. After that, Shay took my phone again, and she took a picture of us standing together, and then we took a few selfies. And after that, I asked Murr if we could do his evil glare, and he goes, "Oh yeah, Shay, take the phone." And so she took the phone, and me and Murr faced each other, like dead on eye contact. We were facing each other. And he goes, "Okay, we're gonna stare at each other, we're gonna make this face, and then on the count of 3, we're gonna turn like this." And so we did that. He goes, 1, 2, 3, and we both just went. Nobody can do it as well as Murr can do it though. So we did that, and I thanked him, and I gave him a hug, and then I left. And he actually signed my ticket stub for me, and he signed my friend's too, because my friend didn't have a meet and greet pass. He also signed my Wash That Ass poster. I'm never throwing any of this away. I'm gonna get a showcase for it. I also have a signed poster of Awakened. It's signed by him and Darren, who is the other author. And I have the Joker's Cruise poster signed by all of the guys. And when I got that in the mail, I literally screamed because I was so happy. Someone who went on the cruise had an extra poster, and they sent it to me. I entered to win a cabin on the cruise, and I don't have my hopes up because I know it's a really, really big chance. But I want to win so bad. That would be a dream come true, to go on a cruise with the Impractical Jokers. Like, what? Anyway, so I got home. When I got to the parking lot, I was literally tearing up a little bit because I was just so overwhelmed with happiness. I had been looking forward to this show for so long, and now it's finally here, and it happened. I get home after that, after like a good hour of just freaking out. I posted this GIF of Murray and I, and he responded in my DMs saying, "Love it," and I was like, what? And then I posted the picture of Shay and I on my story, and she reposted it to her story too. And I just thought it was the coolest thing ever. Honestly, I just had the best night of my life. If you ever get a chance to see the Tenderloins live show, I Totally recommend it. I will see them as long as they keep touring near me. They're just so funny. Like, I was in tears laughing at some of the stuff. Alright, so that was my rushed and awkward way of telling you guys my experience seeing the Jokers live again and meeting Murr and Shay. I'm sorry if I rambled on. I get repetitive when I'm excited. But thank you guys for watching, and if you like it, thanks. I'm not going to tell you to leave a thumbs up. I'm not going to be that person. We got to our seats. Oh, that's not true. Not true. I'm wrong.